All right. Looks like we're starting up here. Oh, I got a dog in here. Okay. Let me see what's going on. All right. I'm supposedly live. I don't know if that's actually the case. Can you guys, let's say, hello? Can you guys, if you are logged on and you can see me, can you, okay, great. Can somebody, do you guys have a chat room over on the side? Can you chat in the chat room there? Trying to figure this thing out as I go here. Oh, this is Phil. All right. Well, so a lot of things I'm playing around with here. I'm trying to get used to this dashboard, and I'm just going to assume this is going, and I'm just going to start talking. First, I'm going to let this crazy dog out. And there's a reason I'm playing on this with you guys, because I obviously am trying to get all the kinks out of this thing. All right, so let me cue up my slides here. I've got some slides to share with you guys, so I'm going to do a little screen share. We'll just do my entire screen and kick this thing off. All right. Hope everybody is seeing the slides. If you're not seeing the slides, right now I don't have access to that chat because I'm doing full screen. So if for whatever reason you can't see the slides, but you can see me, shoot me a Twitter DM or leave a comment in the chat, and I'll check that out in a little bit. But goal here is I want to put together a 10-minute Kickstarter plan for Alex. I had seen Alex sort of post all these awesome monster sketches. I know he's been doing a number of things in that realm and has a bunch of things going. But I really think that the best thing to do is to actually kickstart a monster sketchbook. So I'm gonna talk about that. Game plan for today is to present a quick 10-minute sketch of a plan for that monster sketchbook Kickstarter. I'm also hoping you guys can help me kick the tires on this webinar ninja thing, and so I can figure out how the hell it works. And then if there's any questions and answers, and if I can find a way to communicate with you guys via the chat or whatnot, we'll answer some of those questions. So yeah, thanks for being here. All right. So the big question is, why not kickstart a annual sketchbook for Alex related to monsters? Now, one of the things I sort of tossed out before and in the discussions about, writers versus artists, and, the things that writers can do. Writers can work on multiple projects. Artists can work on less projects. That's one of the reasons why so many professional artists put out an annual sketchbook, so that every year they have at least one new thing that the people that see them on their convention circuit actually can go and buy. Sometimes, you've got your diehard fans, they buy 2 of everything that you have, but and so they can't give you more money. So find ways to give fans more money. A sketchbook is a good example of that. Problem is, sketchbooks are very good sells at conventions, and that's about it, with the exception of Kickstarter. Now, I know Alex has a Etsy shop, it looks like, already up and running, and I grabbed some pics on that, and I'm sure, occasionally you'll sell some prints and some other things that you do, and it's great that you have that. Having that set up is awesome, but it's not a Kickstarter, and it's not going to do the kinds of things launching a proper focused Kickstarter is going to do for you. So let's talk about that. Now, as I mentioned before, I took about 5 different kinds of cold medication a couple days ago by doctor's orders. So don't get too scared that I'm ODing on this stuff. The doctor told me to take all 5. What he didn't tell me is that 2 of them have the prescription or have the side effects of sleeplessness. And so it was 3:40 rolling around. I could not go to sleep to save my life. So I woke up and started just generating ideas for this project and a number of other things. So really what I did was just started in the center with the idea for the project, and then went to town and just started filling out sketches. Obviously, what you're going to get here is not the entirety of a Kickstarter, but it's going to be sort of the sketch, the bare bones, the back of the napkin sketch that I think is just a solid structure, and hopefully gets you excited, Alex, about the prospects and the possibilities for something like this. Okay, so again, the concept of what I was trying to do is just start with the project idea, and then just fill in some buckets. And these are some of the high level buckets that I try to tackle with every new project that I'm going to do when I'm just doing this sort of really rough brainstorming, brain dumping. So I'm going to talk about why Kickstarter and start there. Because, you know, that's a question that comes up. You know, do I really want to do a Kickstarter? Is it worth it, et cetera, et cetera? I think there's some key benefits for you and for everybody that why Kickstarter makes sense for this. But also, you know, let's be specific about what it is you're going to be kickstarting, what the idea for the project is, why that idea is special and worthy of doing a Kickstarter. Just a brief talk about or think about some of the comp projects that are out there. Talk about how to promote, some ideas for how you would go about promoting this particular Kickstarter, rewards levels that you could do, some quick execution ideas, fulfillment, and then the follow-up. And that's the follow-up that I think is what's really exciting to me as well. So let's just dive right into it. And here's a big, massive, overwhelming diagram that I'm going to be talking about. And if I had more time, I would make individual slides for each of these. But, you know, I just threw this together pretty quickly. So let's just start with why a Kickstarter. Compared to what you're already doing, putting stuff out, sharing links, sharing the link on Twitter, sharing the link on Facebook to the Etsy shop and things like that. Yeah, you could, you know, you could go out of pocket and print up 40 or 50 of these sketchbooks and sell them for the rest of the year at conventions. That's one way to go about it. I don't think it's the smartest way, because I think you're missing out the opportunity of taking advantage of the Kickstarter platform. What doing a Kickstarter is going to do is it's going to get you more total transactions, mainly because it's a focused campaign and it's got a concentrated time frame and time window. The problem with an Etsy shop is there's no you know, fear of missing out on, you know, that print that you threw up, because, well, I could get it today, I could get it tomorrow, I could get it next week. There's no, you know, there's no time pressure. And the Kickstarter campaign, the focus there, the goal that you, either it's a make or break goal, like all that stuff is going to compel the people that are already in your corner, that, you know, are in the Alex Cormack fan club, to actually jump on board and get on board at this time. So because of all those special things that Kickstarter does well, because of all the things that Kickstarter does well, you're going to get more transactions, you're going to get more funding. It's going to be more of a focused thing, as opposed to buy this or buy that or buy this. You're really focusing on one specific item, but at the same time, that will give you the opportunity to actually sell more of everything. You're going to get more engagement with some of the things that I have to share. You're going to get more exposure. That's a bit more of a chance that people outside of your Kickstarter will actually share it and drive other people to it. And most importantly, you're going to enhance and build upon your platform. Okay, Kickstarter is a great platform building tool, and as we see with this page rate, you know, debate, you know, the big two is like nobody is retiring on a couple big two contracts. And even though I think you'll be doing that very soon and be taking off, it never hurts to have direct contact with a list of 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 10,000 people that have given you money in the past and might want to do that again with the next cool thing that you come out with. So every artist should be, in addition to working on your art, in addition to putting stuff out there, you want to build that platform that's, that's your true fans. Okay. So let's just talk about, let's start to talk about what to kickstart. What I'm seeing is not a 30, but a 60-page black and white sketchbook of monster sketches. And I'm going to talk about the 60 instead of the 30. That might seem overwhelming, and you may have different ideas, and you could always throttle it back a little bit, but I'll talk a little bit about what I'm thinking. So why is this a special? What's the sort of hook of it beyond just being a sketchbook? Well, I love the idea that you're sort of challenging yourself or to do a monster a day. And sort of doing a daily monster sketch challenge thing. Like that's in and of itself is a hook. And so to do a full month of that, even before you launch the Kickstarter, is going to be great, because then you're going to have all these awesome images to work with, all these awesome, like 30 days worth of monster images that you can use in ads and you can put on the Kickstarter page and share with people in advance. But now the special sauce that I want you to add is I want you to actually do another 30 days of monster sketches. Maybe take a break, a couple weeks, a month break in between as you plan and get the Kickstarter up and running. But what I want you to actually do is see if you can't do a second month during the Kickstarter. Okay, do a second month during the Kickstarter where you are seeking out backer participation to help you pick on a daily basis which monsters you're drawing. And so each day you'll be sort of sharing the new monster as it goes along with the Kickstarter. I think that'll sort of give you a unique hook. It'll give you an awesome reason to be talking about it publicly every day and continuing to drive eyeballs to that campaign. Now, I didn't spend a lot of time looking at comp projects because there are just too many. Monster projects, big and small, in publishing, in games, in comics, like they do incredibly well. And one of the biggest comic in the comics category projects of all time was called, I think, Creature Box, and it was like this gigantic monster sketchbook. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But there's just a ton of comps. You will get, by bringing in your diehard Alex Cormack fans to come in and support, that'll get things started. But I guarantee you're going to get random people from Australia and Norway and the United Kingdom and all over the place, people you've never even interacted with, hopping on. Hopping on. I'm seeing Joe is having trouble getting online. I had the same deal, so that's something, a bug that I need to really look into. So anyway, so you're gonna get a lot of people hopping on this because Monsters plus Kickstarter just works. It's a money machine. Okay, so let's talk about how to promote. Now, I don't think this is going to, like, this first project, I don't think you don't need to hit it out of the park. Like, don't go too far out of your wheelhouse. You continue to, send the link and ask for some support from your direct friends and family, people that you have an email to or on your phone or whatever. Just say, hey, I'm doing this. I'd love it if you backed or shared. Promote on Facebook and Twitter as you normally would. Again, sharing the daily sketch, sharing the project. And we'll definitely share it with the Comics Tribe list and sort of tie in with the Oxymoron and some other things that you have going. And then the other key and one of the things that I always look for when thinking about people doing these Kickstarters is what's your unfair advantage, Alex? What are we've all got a lot of weaknesses and deficits and things that are constraining us, but we all have sort of unfair advantages compared to most other people. And I think you have a couple. One of them, I mean, above and beyond just being a great artist and having monsters really be in your wheelhouse, is you also you're a fast artist, and so the daily monster sketch of a day isn't something that I think would terribly scare you off. And then the other thing is, you've, over the past 5-6 years, you've worked with a ton of collaborators, a ton of writers, a ton of things. I would use this as an opportunity to reach back out to them, who are all people that have been out there and have been trying to build their own list in their own community, and say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing, and ask them if they will share the link to your sketchbook with their audiences. I can't imagine anyone saying no, and I'd imagine some of them would really go to bat for you, because, hey, who doesn't love Alex Cormack, right? So you've got that as an advantage, to not be taking advantage of, or to not be using that to help you also build your own career. That's just sort of low-hanging fruit waiting for you. So that's how you promote it. Don't have to spend a ton of money on Facebook ads, or don't have to do a elaborate reach out to all these, writing all these media things. I think that would be enough, because you're going to keep it, the goal itself, relatively small. As far as rewards, just do the standard. Your digital, the book only. You can do an artist edition. I sort of had the idea that you could do 2 different kinds of artist editions. One would be where you, Alex, would draw whatever you want, so that you could come up with 2 or 3 sort of quicker version things that you could stamp out and do a bunch of those. And then for a higher level, you could do the backer's choice, whatever monster or ideas or characters or whatever, and you draw that in there. You could also, it's also an opportunity to offer up full commissions and really fill up your commission list for a good half a year. This is a great opportunity to do that. And then you've also worked on so many different comics throughout the years. I think you probably have the opportunity to pull together just a mix match of an Alex Cormack super bundle of goods that you could sort of use as an add-on reward, and boost up some of the sales and boost your numbers up there. As far as execution ideas, again, I love the idea of giving the audience sort of each day in an update, say, okay, tomorrow's sketch, vote by leaving a comment. Who it's going to be, female sexy vampire or female sexy zombie, or whatever you want to do, and have the audience leave a comment on your Kickstarter update. And what they do, that, like, one of the things that Kickstarter uses to judge whether or not a campaign has any moxie or not is they look at the comments. And if a campaign is getting a lot of comments, they count that better in their algorithm, and they show it higher. So by putting in something sneaky and simple, like having everybody vote on something that's super easy, takes 20 seconds to type in, a vote and hit send or hit reply, but that's going to jack up your comments numbers, and it's going to make Kickstarter think that or know that there's something going on over here. And then the next day, this is something we did with Joe's campaign. The next day, you can sell the original for that sketch on a first claim, first back, and sell that every day. And if people, the chances that those are going to sell are going to skyrocket, because a lot of people would have voted for it and have seen the process and they get invested. So you're going to move a lot of original art that way. Okay, for fulfillment, I want you to keep this really lean. I think you should do POD. There's no reason to do a massive stockpile of these books. So what I would say is, set your print run about, think about realistically what you think you can sell at conventions this year, and then tack that on to whatever you're going to need for your Kickstarter. And then use Amazon Create Space when you're doing black and white sketchbooks. the cost is going to be very, very reasonable. So you could probably charge, you know, $15 or $20 for each of these books and print them for about $5. So that's going to be a nice return on the basic, just the basic book itself, not to mention all the upsells, the sketches, the additional higher end versions. So that's what I would do. And the other benefit there is, you know, you can also, that book will then, when it's on Amazon CreateSpace, it'll then be available for anybody to purchase after the fact on Amazon. And you can just, instead of keeping an inventory in your house, people want to buy it, you know, just point them to Amazon. And then you can also have Amazon do, you know, that shipping to backers if you wanted for the basic book. You'd have to handle the sketches and such, but you know, that's something that you could probably handle. And then the thing that's most exciting about this is just the follow-up. Okay, so here you've got a month of Monsters by Alex Cormack. Next year you could do another month of Monsters, or a month of Monsters Volume 2, or month of something, you know, even niche down besides Monsters, month of whatever. But you could do something again that's in the similar vein, because I really think Monsters should become a part of the Alex Cormack brand. You know, you've got Cuddlers, talking to Joe about the MASH, a lot of stuff that you have in your back. I think this sort of thing, Monsters, Psychopaths, like Scary Clowns, like this stuff is all in your wheelhouse, dude. And so you should lean into it and own that. Maybe year 3, you do a third month of Monsters or some variation on that. But what I want all this to be building up to is, and it will take a few Kickstarters probably to get there to the point where this can go big. But I want you to eventually be compiling all of these things up into a year of Monsters by Alex Cormack, which is a 365 big ass oversized coffee table book. You can even go full color on this, offset print run, 500 copy print run. That's something that you will sell for the next 10 to 15 years. And it'll just be like an ultimate collection. But instead of going out of pocket to do that, you'll do that incrementally. And so by the time that one comes around, yeah, maybe you do 50 or 60 more sketches to get that ready to go. Or 30 or 20 new ones for that. But most of that is going to be collecting sketches that were in the other sketchbooks, and maybe add some other odds and ends. But again, that's sort of how you would stack these Kickstarters and really make them, you know, work for you. So I think I took more than 10 minutes there, but that's the plan. That's what I have to share with you. I'd love to hear thoughts, questions, and I certainly would love a beer. But I'm going to see now if I can figure out how one goes about stopping my sharing. And let's see. So I don't know if you guys can actually see the chat room here. I've wrote in it, but chatty chat, if you can, I'd love it if you put something in the chat for me. But I can't see it, and I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to be watching this from the from your end. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this offline. Actually, let me see. Yeah. So I think that's the basis of what we've gone over. Let me see. Maybe I can find you over here. Got the YouTube going. Comments are disabled. Yeah. All right. So that's going to be it, guys. This was a good test, even though semi not successful. But I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll take it to Twitter to discuss if you'd want to discuss. Okay. All right. Let's We're going to stop this broadcast. And